Welcome to this tutorial showing how you can use the OLO platform to navigate a quadruped robot using the simulator. Once you sign into the platform, you'll have a couple of options to start a cloud sim or connect an appliance. Connecting an appliance is obviously for a real robot, so we'll start up a cloud sim. You'll have a number of options there. We'll choose the office environment. And once you start that up, that will appear on the desktop. And then you choose which robot you would like to spawn in that environment. So you have a number of choices, and for the purposes of this tutorial, we'll use our Light 3 quadruped. So the Light 3 quadruped is now spawned in that environment, and you can see that there on the right hand side in the sim. So we will then open up the visualizer, and that's viewable on the left hand side. So let's just orientate our world here so that we can have a good view of what's going on, both the world and the visualizer there on the left hand side. Okay, so let's open up the palette and spring that out, and this is the teleoperation control palette. So you can see very simply you can move the robot around the environment. Opening up that palette there, we can then turn on the LiDAR, and you've got the option of either points or lines. So just showing the lines here for demonstration, but let's choose points because you can get a better idea of what's going on. So opening the nav2 control panel, open that, and we start nav2, and we're choosing to create a SLAM map. So in the background, that's starting nav2, so that will allow us to start creating that SLAM map. So that's started, and you can see the map starting to appear there in grey in the visualizer. So let's teleoperate the robot around a little. And as you teleoperate it around, it's collecting its LiDAR data and starting to generate that map, and the map is appearing as we move around. So we'll move around a little bit more just to create a slightly fuller map of that space. So now that we've got our map created, let's once again open up the navigation control panel. Let's just move that slightly so we can see what's going on. The nav2 control panel, and we can turn on waypoints, and we can then simply click on that map to create those waypoints and tell the robot to start navigating, and the robot will navigate those waypoints in turn. So we'll speed this up a little bit so we don't sit here and watch it across all of those waypoints. So it goes waypoint 1, then finds 2 and 3. So let's stop that navigating. And now here we can use this button to export that script. So let's export, so that's generated a script. Let's export that, let's give it a name. So something that's recognizable, and we can export that to the SDK playground. So let's use the tool down here at the bottom to just move those two panels out of the way and open the SDK playground. Now this is a coding environment which allows you to write your own scripts or load scripts. So if we go to load a script, we can see the script that we've just saved. We can then view it and we can edit it should we wish. Now over on the left hand side here, we've got an AI coding assistant. So if you are unfamiliar with coding, we can tell the AI to edit the script in any way we please. And in this instance, we've said remove waypoint 2. So it's now done that. We can then test that. We can reject what it's done, or let's accept it, and then let's execute that script. Let's open up the visualizer and see. So it's starting at going back to waypoint 1. So what this script should have done is remove waypoint 2. So after 1, it will go directly to waypoint 3. And we can see there, once it's got to 1, it's following that script that we've just generated in the SDK and going straight to waypoint 3. And we can see logs appearing on the right-hand side. So if we go back to the SDK playground and stop that script, we can move these panels out of the way, and we can use the automation feature here on our dashboard to then schedule that script. So when you open the automation, you can see all the scripts that you've saved. Choose to schedule that script for a point in the future, and you can see there that that script is scheduled to run on the hour every hour, and that will be running in a few minutes time on the next hour. The option to edit that script, delete it, or indeed turn it off until you want it again. So that's a very quick run through SLAM mapping using Nav2 with a mobile robot in simulator, creating that map, setting some waypoints, exporting that script, and then editing that script with the AI assistant and running that script. And again, once you've got that script, you can then schedule it to run at a future point.